From our Washington, D.C. studios, this is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Hena Zuberi. UN Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese named 48 companies to Israel's genocide in Gaza and their illegal occupation of Palestinian lands. This and more coming up in today's news. Stay tuned. The U.S. Senate passed Trump's big tax and spending bill with a 51-50 vote, thanks to VP J.D. Vance. The bill pushes Trump's domestic agenda but adds $3.3 trillion to the debt. Some Republicans voted against the bill. Now it heads to the House, where Speaker Mike Johnson says it'll pass by July 4th. Trump cheered it as one big, beautiful bill, while Democrats slammed it for favoring the rich. ICE agents arrested several people after immigration hearings at a Manhattan courthouse. Witnesses say agents waited at exits to detain them. ICE called it targeted enforcement, but nearly half of those in detention have no criminal record. Critics say Trump's immigration crackdown now targets families and longtime residents, sparking backlash across the country. Trump is suing Los Angeles for blocking immigration enforcement. The lawsuit claims that the city's sanctuary policies caused chaos, violence, and attacks on police. The White House wants to stop a local law that bans using city resources to help ICE. Protests have broken out, but federal agents say they'll keep enforcing immigration laws regardless. Stanford is cutting $140 million from next year's budget. This is due to fears over Trump's proposed endowment tax hike and federal research cuts. The school may lay off staff and freeze hiring. With a $37.6 billion endowment, Stanford could lose $750 million a year if the tax jumps from 1.4% to 21%. The university will increase financial aid and pause new projects. The Council on American Islamic Relations is suing Oregon prisons for denying halal meals and Eid celebrations to Muslim inmates. The group says this is religious discrimination since other faiths get accommodations. The lawsuit demands halal food, protection from pork, and family visits on Eid, similar privileges as Christian, Jewish, and Native American prisoners. CAIR calls the case a fight for equal treatment of all religious groups. U.S. President Trump says Israel is on board with a 60-day Gaza ceasefire. He called the talks with Israeli officials long and productive and urged Hamas to accept the deal, warning things could get worse if they don't. Qatar and Egypt will bring the proposal to Hamas. Trump hopes the ceasefire starts next week and plans to meet Netanyahu in Washington, D.C. soon. A new poll shows just 58% of U.S. adults feel proud to be American, the lowest in decades. Details coming up next. Dr. Phil slammed Congresswoman Ilhan Omar after she said that the U.S. is becoming a dictatorship. Omar criticized Trump's military parade and said the country tramples rights. Dr. Phil called her comments disgusting and accused her of being ungrateful. He urged voters to reject her and compared the U.S. to Somalia, saying her remarks should be a wake-up call. A new Gallup poll shows American pride has dropped to a record low under President Donald Trump's second term. Just 58% of U.S. adults say they are extremely or very proud to be American. That is down from 67% last year. Pride has fallen sharply amongst Democrats. Only 36% feel proud now, compared to 62% in 2024. Independents also saw a dip, with 53% expressing strong pride, down from 60%. Meanwhile, among Republicans, 92% reported feeling extremely or very proud, up from 85% last year. Generational gaps are also clear. Only 41% of Gen Z adults feel proud, while 83% of the silent generation do. Gallup says political divides, economic pessimism, and generational shifts have eroded unity over the past 25 years. The survey of 1,000 adults was conducted between June 2nd and 19, with a margin of error of plus or minus 4%. Israel has assassinated Indonesian hospital's director, Dr. Marwan al-Sultan, along with his wife and children. Now there is just one cardiologist alive in northern Gaza. Israeli attacks have killed at least 142 Palestinians and injured nearly 500 in the past day. At least 43 Palestinians have been killed since dawn Wednesday as the Israeli army targeted aid seekers and displaced people sheltering in tents. 10 people were shot dead while waiting for food near the Netzarim corridor. 12 were killed when Israeli gunfire hit tents housing displaced families. In Khan Yunis, 2 people died in a home attack and 3 more in shelling of civilians. Israel's genocide on Gaza has killed at least 65,000 people and wounded 134,592 since October 2023, according to Gaza's health ministry. Meanwhile, Hamas says that it is studying a new 60-day ceasefire offer, reportedly backed by the U.S. President Donald Trump. UN Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese named 48 companies linked to Israel's genocide in Gaza and the illegal occupation of Palestinian lands. U.S. giants like Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, and Palantir are on the top of the list. They are accused of providing AI, cloud, and surveillance tools to Israeli forces. Palantir is allegedly helping Israel create a target list. Other companies like Caterpillar and Volvo assist in the demolition of Palestinian homes. Airbnb and Booking.com also made it on the list as they profit from rentals in illegal settlements. Investment giants BlackRock and Vanguard also back these companies. Albanese warned that they could face legal action and urged them to divest. The full report will be presented in Geneva later this week. Istanbul police arrested 4 people over a cartoon showing Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in a satirical magazine. The cartoon linked to Israel-Iran conflict sparked outrage across the country. Turkish officials called it deeply offensive and vowed legal action. Crowds protested outside the magazine's office, with some attempting to break in. In Islam, depicting prophets is strictly forbidden. Authorities say they will deal with religious insults firmly. India and Pakistan exchanged prisoners list as part of a 2008 agreement. Pakistan reported 246 Indians in custody, mostly fishermen, while India listed 463 Pakistani prisoners, including civilians and fishermen. The 2 countries share these lists every January and July to keep diplomatic communication open. The UN's nuclear agency, IAEA, says it's ready to help African countries develop nuclear energy. At a summit in Rwanda, the International Atomic Energy Agency chief Rafael Grossi said Africa shouldn't be left behind in the global shift to clean power. The 2-day summit brings together policymakers and industry leaders to explore nuclear's role in Africa's energy transition. Many nations are exploring small reactors, and the agency promises full support to help build infrastructure and skills. A new study suggests weight loss drugs like liraglutide may cut migraine days in half. In a small trial, patients who took daily injections for 3 months saw headaches drop from 20 days a month to only 11. The drug didn't cause weight loss, but may reduce pressure in the brain. Experts say it's promising but needs larger trials to confirm the results. That's all from our Washington, D.C. studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News. We're a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. Donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum.